Usually you submit your bio. She did not give me her bio. So I have free reign here. Like she has
That's scary.
yeah, yeah, just a little intimidating there, Kim. Don't worry, don't worry. I'm gonna make you look good. And this might be the part where she's like, stop it. Um, but I have known Kim for many years, and I will tell you the first time I heard her, and Kim doesn't even know this. I was with a coach and she had was interviewing her, and I'm like, who is this woman? Like she's spilling her, like sharing a transformation from hell, like it was hearing her before story and where she's at now. I'm thinking, I've never heard anybody be that transparent. She was telling some stuff, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, she is real.
Hmm.
And that is who Kim is. Kim is, if you get nothing from her, is you will see that everything she shares is from her heart, and there's no BS. She's not going to give you fluff, and she's not going to, just say the things because that's what you want to hear. And I appreciate that about her. Now, she's the Pinterest queen. Um, and I think that title serves her well. She's helped her clients achieve millions and billions of views, thousands of dollars sharing her Pinterest strategies. And she's also got some pretty high profile clients that come to her because she knows her stuff. Now she's also like a mom and all the things. She's got the goats and all that fun stuff that she incorporates in her life. And so I am just so proud and honored to be able to interview her today and have her in here sharing with you how Pinterest can do some things that you might not have expected. I created a post saying that Pinterest is great for recipes and DIYs, the things we always thought it was, but there's so much more. And that was what Kim is going to share with us today. So thank
Oh.
you again, Kim, for being here.
Well, that was so sweet. Thank you. It sounds incredible being me.
We always sound better in someone else's.
I haven't always been able to say that at all. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Thank you for having me.
Oh, yeah, thank you for coming. Oh my gosh. I have so many people excited to hear about this. A lot of us love it, but we
Yeah.
don't realize how powerful it can be for our business. So I'm going to hand that over to you now.
No, it's crazy. What you just said, a lot of people don't realize, like, as a consumer, the fact that you just said, like, I love Pinterest, right? My husband, prior to me teaching Pinterest, no joke, he lives on Pinterest. He's on Pinterest more than I am. And so there's a misconception, number one, that Pinterest is just for females. And that's not true. In fact, male pinners continue to increase by 33% year over year. So if I pull up, oh, I probably deleted it now, but my daughter, my 9-year-old daughter, my husband and myself, we have got a little group text going with each other. And Rich will find these cute, adorable pins and he'll just continue to spam us in our group text. So if I show you this group text, it's like, Megillah 88 has sent you a pin. Megillah 88 has sent you a pin. And there's just pins from Rich to me and Adriana. But what I really wanted to say is how you feel and the fact that you love Pinterest. A lot of marketers don't realize we get to create that for our consumers because the CEO of Pinterest, his name is Bill Reedy, top-notch guy, like total top-notch guy. He chose to partner with the digital wellness lab out of Boston Children's Hospital. Now, I'm from Boston. I'm a Boston girl, lost my accent. Don't ask me where it went, but he gets it, right? He totally gets it. So they ran an independent study that proved just 10 minutes a day on Pinterest leaves people feeling less isolated, less stressed out, happier, and less alone. And that is because the way that the algorithm is designed is you as the consumer get to see more of the type of content that you're actually looking for, that you're actually interested in. It's not like being on TikTok, and I'm not here to bash TikTok because I use it. I love it. It has its purpose, but you never know what you're going to find as you're scrolling. So through this study, they called social media, this is their words, not mine, engagement through enragement, because people can just say things and we want to throw daggers at each other and trigger each other. So we're getting negative, attention. Whereas on Pinterest, you do actually feel happier and they stay there more. And it is a fact, not Kim Ward's opinion, that Pinterest consumers spend more than double the amount of money every single month on Pinterest than they do on any other platform. How do you like them apples?
That is amazing. That's
Yeah.
fantastic. I've got some people saying some things in here. We've got Chris and Desiree or Desi, and Brenda, and some more people saying hi. We do have a question, and I don't know if you want the questions yet, Kim, but I'm gonna just
Yeah.
give you the question. You can answer it now or later, but is Pinterest good for selling one-of-a-kind products?
Well, absolutely. Well, of course. I love that. And regardless of how you're choosing to sell it, whether you have a Shopify store or an Etsy shop or you have like Square, um, this is the place, because the only thing that matters is that you have an understanding and a connection with how your consumers are searching for things. And that is what we call a keyword. So when we create content on Pinterest, whether it's a static pin, which is just a fancy way of saying an image or a graphic, or we're creating a video, we get to add a title and a description to our pins. And as long as we know how our people are searching, I mean this in the best way possible, we get to use their words against them, but for their benefit. So when you have this one-of-a-kind piece, not only are you going to index in the Pinterest platform, where right now there's over 522 million monthly active users. We've grown drastically since the beginning of the year, right? So 522 million monthly active users globally. But your Pinterest content is also indexing you in Google as well. So when people are searching, they could potentially find your pin on Google. So when they tap on it, it's going to open your Pinterest account. And because we get to attach a link or a URL to every single pin that we create, whether it's video or not, the user is taken off of the Pinterest platform, which is allowed and encouraged, unlike Facebook, and you get to take them to your digital cart or your Etsy shop or your Shopify store or wherever that is. So I highly, highly encourage you with those one-off, one-of-a-kind products to grow a deep, deep understanding and connection with Pinterest. You'll see how very quick and how simple it is to market that business on Pinterest.
You had said some things. I'm sitting there taking notes. So if I'm looking down, that's what I'm doing here. I'm saying I'm learning stuff already, that like the idea that number one, that you can put links in every post. Now, how many social media platforms kind of what is it? They punish you for
Yeah.
putting links in content. So it's so refreshing that you can put these links. Now, is there a certain types of links that you should you said like let me rephrase this question. What kind of links are encouraged? Is there like no?
She's winding me up, people. She's winding me up already. Here we go. Here's the deal. I'll tell you what Pinterest doesn't like first, okay? Because it's a super, super short list. They
Okay.
don't like link redirects. So these are your bit.lys. These are your tiny URLs, and that's an actual thing. Pinterest doesn't like that. It just wants the direct link to wherever it's going.
What about like the link tree stuff?
That's fine. You can have link tree in your profile. You can attach a link tree to your pin. That's perfectly acceptable. They just don't want the redirects because so many people the shady people, okay, the shady ones, let's call out the shady people. They'll create something real quick. They'll redirect it through a bit.ly or something. They'll capture a lot of money and then they'll be gone. They won't make good on their promise. So if you buy something, boom, they're gone. Pinterest wants to know that this, what we call a backlink, goes to somewhere reliable, trustworthy, So we don't like those link redirects on it. That's the thing. The other thing is if you're in a network marketing company or an MLM type of a company, those are replicated websites that can change at any moment. And I am a victim of this against my own teaching. Last fall, I joined an MLM company that was like oozing Pinterest. I was like, oh, this is going to be good. And I pinned hundreds and hundreds of pins. And the company that I was with decided to sell out and sell to another larger company. So in one weekend, they distorted our links and they all broke. So every single pin I ever created went to a 404, which means it's a broken link. It goes nowhere. My time, my money, my effort was all wasted. So anytime someone wants to promote a network marketing product or an MLM product, you will always hear me say, build that personal brand, bring them through a lead magnet, and offer your product on the back end of that lead magnet, or bring them into a Facebook group, just some way to get them in your ecosystem so that you're not building a replicated website that has the potential to do you dirty. Okay. Those are the only two things you want to be careful for. Other than that, if you build it, they will come. So if you have a lead magnet, blogs, websites, podcast episodes, YouTube videos, right? My gosh, digital carts, physical products, affiliate links, we can pin it all.
Wow, that's a lot.
And we should.
Wow. Okay. This is so good. I just, like I said, it's just refreshing to know. Because when you're marketing online, it's, to try to figure out, okay, what's the I can't put my link anywhere. So how do I trick someone into coming into my world? It's not that way. It's just refreshing.
Yeah,
I
it is. It
uh,
is.
Desi says that when she first heard about keywords, it was from you, and that she said she was incredibly skeptical. But she says it works. And so her question is there such a thing as too many keywords in a pin?
Well, the thing is, the way that the search engine is working is it wants to understand what your content is all about. So if there's so much plastered in there, it's going to get to a point where it may be like, okay, what are you really talking about? Who is this fit for? What do you want me to show these people? And so I always recommend in one pin, we want to focus on somewhere between 1 to 3 keywords so that there's no confusion. Your pins are showing to the right people who are looking for them. And the great thing is, if, someone like Desi, right? If you have all these beautiful, healthy keywords, just replicate your pins and repin it to showcase each keyword. So what you're
Ooh.
getting is longer mileage out of one piece of content.
What One thing I've learned about from you in this Pinterest journey is that it's not you don't it's not like social media. And so I love the way that you can, like you said, repurpose in a way that and I'm not gonna be able to talk about it as well as you do, but just it's different in the sense of repurposing and what board you put it on. And it's just so interesting.
Yeah.
Now, um, Brenda had a question, and she said she's had a Pinterest account for years. She said, should she create a business? Now, I know some of this now for those of you, and I don't know, Kim, when you wanted me to announce this, but I want to announce it because I'm excited about you're going to have a challenge coming up and it's free. Is that right?
Yeah.
And she's going to be covering this. So I'm going to put the link here in a minute because a lot of these questions that are coming in, you're going to get immersed in the 3-day challenge. So make sure you come to that. But what she's asking is, would I create a business account or change my personal account to a business account?
So it really is a personal preference. There's no right or wrong. You obviously can You have the ability to convert that personal account to a business account. The nice thing about that is that you already have activity. People already know what you're interested in. So you'll kind of start up out of the gate with an audience. The negative side of that is all of the pins that you have accumulated over the years are pointing to other people's products and services, which is fine because we want collaboration, right? Um, the pro of creating a whole new business account is that you get to start over and really have your stuff the star of the dish before you start to incorporate other people's things. The con is that we know it takes a good 90 days for your pins to start to index in the platform. So there's a runway. You need that runway to start to gain traction and momentum. So it's really a crapshoot. Do you want to start off with an audience who's kind of primed? They know some of the fun things you already like, and you can start to incorporate your business into it? Or do you want to start with a fresh, clean slate, highlighting you first, knowing it's going to take you a bit longer to get that going? But like I said, you are front and center, you're the star, and then you'll slowly incorporate other people's pins later on. It's a personal decision. There's no right, there's no wrong.
I love that. I love that. That's so, yeah, because I started a business account and then sometimes I thought, oh, should I have kept my old? But really, the old one didn't have anything to do with my business. So I didn't know if that mattered or not. So I was kind of thinking, I think I'm good the way I am.
Yeah, and that's fine. You know, I always use a bride as an example because that's so cliche and so easy. Where if a bride is looking at creating a Pinterest account and she wants a board for what heels and shoes and what hairstyle and makeup and what nails and what travel destination and what kind of cakes, she is thinking about herself, and that's fine. But her numbers are growing and growing and growing and growing, not intentionally because she's not growing a business, but her account is attracting other people who are looking at that kind of stuff. So we as marketers, we would be essentially doing the same thing. We're kind of showcasing to the world the things we're interested in, the hobbies we have. There's nothing wrong with that. It's going to get you the views, but it's not going to get you monetized right out of the gate. So again, as you're bringing your business pins into that equation, it's still going to take you 90 days for those pins to index. Every time you publish a pin, the more consistent you are, the more quality driven you are, you're going to actually shorten that window of time. So for me, it takes me about 2 weeks for my pins to index, right? So it's really just a personal decision. So we know how much we can overthink and overcomplicate. I say rip the band-aid off and just make a decision and just go with it.
I love the way you keep it simple too. Appreciate that. Um, so there is a question, and I'm gonna butcher his name, so I totally apologize ahead of time. But I see it as Vigard or Vigard. So he asked, do you have to repeat pins? And if so, how often?
You don't have to, but I say you get to. You know, one of the biggest constraints as a marketer, especially with creating content, is figuring out what am I going to talk about now? And we always feel like we have to produce new content, better content, more content. The incredible thing about Pinterest is when you publish a pin, the average lifespan is 4 months for that one pin. I've seen pins live as long as 14 years. 2025 will be 15 years for this one pin that is still generating leads and still making revenue every single month. 14, almost 15 years later. The cool thing is the way that I teach Pinterest is you've got that pin. Is there a way for you? I would reshare it. I would repin it to multiple and different boards, switching up those keywords, just like I told Desi. So I'll give you a quick example. I have an introvert's guide to affiliate marketing on Pinterest. That's super, super niche, right? One, we have introverts. Two, we have affiliate marketing. Three, we have Pinterest as the driver, the traffic, right? That's super niche. I could create one pin and pin this with an introvert's perspective. I could create a different pin and repin it to affiliate marketing perspective. I could repin it with a Pinterest marketing perspective. So what I'm doing is I'm creating one good quality pin and I'm using it over and over to my advantage, just slightly tweaking it each step of the way. So when I want to reshare or recreate, I would say every 7 days, it's okay to go ahead and do so.
Every 7 days. Wow.
Yeah.
I was thinking like every 90 days or something, but no,
Nope.
that's wonderful. I like that. I like that. Now, I don't have any other questions, but I have one when you talked about uh recreating, and when you said you have that one pin, so it's basically the same, the graphic is the same. Are you saying changing the keywords around it and the title and description and keeping the graphic itself the same, or are we changing the graphic a little bit?
There's there's two ways, and I teach both, especially
Oh,
when you get deeper in beyond the challenge. Because this is really cool next level thinking. And so we'll say, let's just say you've got this pin of yours on Canva and you've got your brand colors and whatnot. Canva has a fabulous feature called shuffle, right?
oh,
So you open that pin and you click shuffle, it will literally shuffle your brand colors. So it's the same exact pin, but now it looks different because the colors have changed. I would take that pin that's just slightly shuffled and I would go repin it and slightly tweak my keywords.
oh
So
my God.
now it's the same piece of content. You're just targeting something slightly different and it doesn't look the same. You could go in again and shuffle it again. And then you could shuffle it a fourth time. So with one pin, you're going to create 4 different pieces of content, right? Want me to really blow your mind? Let's just say for every single static pin you create in Canva, you go in and you add an animation to it. Just a simple little sparkle of snow falling, or leaves falling, or just street lights glistening. Just a little simple animation now turns that static pin into a video. So now for every single static pin you have, if you take a 1 minute, 60 seconds to add animation, now you have one static pin and one video pin per piece of content. This is where we really start to leverage our time, work smarter, and get that longevity and that mileage out of our content without feeling like we have to constantly create more.
Wow. Wow.
This is a freaking masterclass
I
today.
know. I know. Yeah. She's like, this is high. When you said that higher level stuff, I'm like, oh, great. I love asking you questions to pull out that stuff.
I love it. I love it too. Bring it.
I know people are going, yes. So, I mean, we have been talking for several minutes now, and I could just keep on going. I really could, because this is so what what I know about Pinterest, because I've been learning I've been one of those learning over here, applying some of it, but I'm focusing on some other stuff. And I find that it's very effective, even just dabbling, but I want to kind of, like, if I want to go full in, and I'm there, right? I've been there. I was full in and then I took a pivot, right? You know this, you know my journey.
Constant story. I hear it every day.
Yeah. But I've realized that, because just like Desiree, you're kind of skeptical. It's like it takes long. Like, it's not a quick thing. But
Yep.
what I find is what's so exciting, and why I'm getting back into the groove and I'm going in head first, is in 90 days, the pins you're pinning, you're going to start getting views, and you're going to be like, what? What? And it may be sooner. I don't know. I know that was
It
the,
can be for some people.
yeah.
There's a lot of different factors. E-commerce really proves well in a shorter period.
Oh, okay.
Pinterest loves Shopify. So if someone has a Shopify store, you can very easily integrate Shopify with Pinterest. Every account that I've personally worked on so far that has a Shopify component, we're seeing sales in 4 weeks. It's always that fourth week we start to hit sales, always. So we're really condensing, and collapsing those windows of time. But I want to say something to people like yourself who are like, you know what? Instead of putting both feet in over on Pinterest, because it's like, ugh, it takes such a long time. We have the time. We need to start now. So what if I told you you could easily integrate your Instagram account? So everything that you're creating on Instagram, it's automatically being pinned to Pinterest. Super easy, right? Now you're starting to index in Pinterest. And when someone clicks on those pins, it takes them right over to your Instagram account. Now you're building followers over on Instagram. What if someone had a YouTube channel and every time you published a public video, you hit that share button and you shared it over to your Pinterest? Pinterest is one of the options a lot of people don't realize. And because YouTube is a search engine, Pinterest is a search engine, Pinterest talks to YouTube and it pulls over not only your thumbnail, but your video title as well. So it's literally 2 clicks of a button, boom, your YouTube video is now sitting on Pinterest. So if someone's on Google and they're searching, or if they're on Pinterest and they're searching, they will both potentially highlight your YouTube video. So it's not about creating. It's about leveraging what we have in a strategic way that allows you to really tap into the 522 million people who most of them are stubborn. They don't want to go leave Pinterest to another platform. They don't want to be on TikTok, right? Some of them don't want to be on Instagram, so they will always choose to be loyal to Pinterest. And to prove my point, if any of you go to Pinterest.com and you just type TikTok in the search bar, you're going to see TikTok videos, TikTok reels, TikTok, because people are actually searching for TikTok videos on the Pinterest platform because they want to see the content, but they don't want to go over to TikTok.
Wow. That I did not know. I did
Yeah,
not know that. I knew from learning from you that I could grow. And so I'm was been starting to focus on Instagram and I'm using Pinterest. And that is one reason I got excited about Pinterest again, was because I realized it can be used to grow my Facebook group. It can be used to grow my to drive traffic to my website, to drive traffic to my Instagram account. So this is gold,
yeah.
gold, gold. Yes. And so let me see if we have any more questions, because I know Chris asked one, but I think he got it answered. And um, so I don't think you meant this, but you were saying that loves Shopify, but what about if someone has their own product pages? Does it tend to like
Sure.
that?
Yeah, you can still pin, but what happens is Shopify has a Pinterest integration where they talk seamlessly to each other. So Pinterest has something that's called a rich pin. And if you ever stumble upon a rich pin, it'll have the product description, the price point, but you can actually click and purchase without even leaving Pinterest.
Oh, wow. And
That's what Shopify can do. That's what a rich pin can do. If you have your own product, whether it's on your own website or whether it's on Shopify or even Amazon, you still pin all of those things, and they'll be taken off of Pinterest to the whatever that platform is. Shopify is just a super like seamless integration.
okay. Well, that's gold. That's good to know the difference there. So, Desi said that she has seen more growth after she integrated her Instagram account with Pinterest. So that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, one of her videos like is going like Pinterest viral. She had like in a couple of, I don't know, hours or days, she had like 80 something people click through to her video. So now she's driving serious traffic to Instagram just by integrating.
That is amazing.
Mhm.
So for the, because we tend to assume that, I mean, I'm sitting there going, I think everyone knows this, but maybe not. So you can actually create a pin that's static, regular picture, and also do short form videos in there.
Heck yeah. Pinterest loves video marketing. You can
Wow.
upload a video up to 5 minutes long on the platform. That's great for tutorials or how-tos or demonstrating. But if you want to just hit those 60-second reels and those 60-second shorts that follow the framework that Tanya teaches, this really is the place for it. And your video pins don't take as long to index in the platform. It's actually a shorter period of time. So you're going to see quicker exposure, quicker views, quicker click-throughs on your video. So there is a need, a critical need to do both video as well as your static pins.
So you could, from what I'm hearing, this is just opened my world up a little bit, Kim, because I've made a few just static pic video or picture
Yeah.
pins rather. And I've been adding all my short form videos. I've been just putting them in there. But what I'm hearing too, what I just like, I can take a static pin, add a little video feature, it becomes a reel. I can take that same static pin, shuffle up the coloring, have a different pin for, I mean, it just, everything gets changed. I'm not having to create and create and create. This is amazing information. I love that.
Now you're getting it.
That is beautiful.
Isn't that amazing?
That is amazing. So I'm going to make sure we don't have any questions before so Debbie Vincent says she'd like to integrate her skincare business link to this. Now, from what you're, if it's a network marketing, it shouldn't be the link. She should have like a lead magnet. Is that what you're?
So here's the deal. Yes,
And I
you can
don't know. It
actually,
might be she might have her own business that she
yeah.
started.
Skincare is absolutely the place for Pinterest. There's a no-brainer there. She will grow big and fast. I guarantee it, right? As long as she's doing it correctly. That's why this challenge is so, so important, because we don't want people going over to Pinterest and doing what they think is right, not seeing results and getting frustrated. I want them to know how to be effective, how to be efficient, what to do. It's very simple. It's not overwhelming, but skincare oozes on Pinterest. So if it's a network marketing company or an MLM, there are some that you can pin directly to the platform. Pinterest won't block you. As a coach and a mentor and a teacher with integrity, it's not in my best interest to tell anybody to pin directly to that company. Let's say their Aunt Sally used to sell the same product. I know it's a far off situation, but just follow me. They get into it with Aunt Sally. They're mad at her. They don't like her. They see your pin, they click on it, and it goes to the same website Aunt Sally used to promote. And they're out just for that reason right there, right? They're already triggered. They don't want anything to do with that because it's attached to Aunt Sally. Other situation, we all know that network marketing has the best products in the world. They also come with a little premium price tag. So if someone is on a budget or financial, whatever, they click on that and they see a price tag that they're like not willing to pay, they leave. So now we have what I call a drop off, and we can't bring those people back into your world once they leave that page. This is a risk you're taking when you pin directly to network marketing or MLM. I would rather someone like Debbie to find like a skincare lead magnet. 9 anti-aging tips no one tells you about, right? So now they're downloading the value, and on the thank you page, Debbie or whomever is like, hey, glad you're here. The thing is on its way to your inbox right now. But listen, real quick, while I've got you, I know that you're looking to get rid of those fine lines and whatnot. So right below this video, there's a button that's going to take you to my recommended skincare, right? So boom, there is a percentage. This becomes a numbers game where a percentage of people who download that thing, they're going to buy her product, whether it's her own or network marketing. But now they're in her email system and she can talk to them anytime about anything. Winter's coming up, right? Do we have conversations about winter skincare? It's very different. We get dry, we get windblown, we get all the things. So now she can talk to them and educate them and offer a corresponding product where now it's not a sales pitch, it's just the next logical step for them in solving this problem. So I hope that answered the question.
Yeah, yep. Debbie's like, wow. Lisa Fisher says, this is a great platform info for hair care too. Yes,
Oh yeah.
absolutely. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
don't get tripped up thinking that Pinterest is just for hair, skin, and nails. I work with Olympic gold medalists. I work with doctors. I work with solopreneurs. If you Google any wildest thing that you never thought you would see on Pinterest, I'm willing to bet my life it's on Pinterest. Doesn't matter. It all works. I work with realtors.
It's amazing all the different things that, and if you think about, when you're sitting on Pinterest, like I will sit there and I still do it. I'll get on there and I see it's a visual platform, and you end up in different areas. And so this is how I think, and tell me, Kim, if I'm right or wrong, but let's say you're on it just for a recipe, but you are also your online marketer, and you find this resource by whatever reason it's there. I don't know how that happens, but maybe because you put something in, okay, that's a good question. If I search Google for something, would that populate in Pinterest eventually?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
So people are searching for things and you come on and you're providing them a service that they're searching for. Obviously that's going to be the answer to,
100%.
yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Good
Debbie
stuff.
said, I love to share how to decorate with DIY projects. Yeah.
That's
So I
awesome.
keep putting the link in there, y'all. So if you, just in case you missed it, there is a link to register for the 3-day challenge. It's going to be October. I wrote it down because I didn't want to 7th through the 9th. It's I'm really shocked you're not charging for this, Kim. I really am, because the information that you have in this 3-day challenge, basically you can take, because I've done it when I've had her 3-day challenge before, her beginning training like this, and started an account. Like you're so clear and so thorough. So make sure if you're watching this, that whether live or on replay, that you grab that link and go ahead and register, because you're gonna have, now is there gonna be like replays or?
Yeah, so everyone's going to be filtered into our Pinterest Facebook group. I will be live streaming in the group. The replays are going to be available to everybody for 7 days.
Okay.
That's more than enough time to get caught up. Yes, I will be making an offer to work with me. And that's up to you. That's between you and God and your budget and maybe your spouse. But I did think about charging for this one because I did charge for the last one, but where I'm sitting right now is a world of uncertainty. At least in the United States, we have a very, very big election coming up. People are making decisions based on the election that we're facing. Um, Financially, people are feeling the pinch with inflation. And in my opinion, I teach Pinterest all year round. Tanya, this to me is the most important challenge that we're going to have, not only because it's the last one for 2024, but because we know now it takes about 90 days for your pins to index. What I'm going to show you in October is literally going to set the pace for 2025, because when we work together in October, we will be thinking in the mindset of New Year's 2025, and we'll be creating content already for the new year so that when your stuff has reached its peak in the algorithm, people will be finding it. If we start later than that, you're gone. They're not even looking at you anymore. This is a very critical timeline. And I want as many people to be able to access this information. And then it's up to them to choose to take the action.
Yeah, well, thank you for that. Thank you. That if you're listening, I don't know if you heard what I heard, but Kim's heart is so amazing. I just am so thankful um that I'm in your world, because there's that what you were just saying about, not a lot of people take the consideration of the world events, right? They're just like, okay, what can I get out of this? And from what I know about you, Kim, yes, you're a strong and smart businesswoman, but you're also probably, I would say, first and foremost, a human being. And I appreciate that about you.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, so this challenge is obviously worth it. It's something you don't want to miss if Pinterest is anywhere in your scope. Um, when you were talking, I was thinking about some pins I was making the last few days, and I was doing the keyword research, and the very peak of the whole year was January, like the first week of January. And I'm like, oh my gosh, because I knew I need to do the pins now for that. And I'm like, I'm hitting it the right time. And so if you're listening to this and you're thinking, well, maybe I'll just wait, I would recommend you not, because right now, if you're creating things, the January is where I would say a lot of my keywords were peaking. And so it's a good timing.
It is. I think this is going to be the best one of the year. I'm excited.
Yay! I'm excited. I'm excited. All right. Well, thank you. I think we have been, I'm going to make sure there's no more questions before I finish this out, because I feel like we've taken advantage of your time for a long enough. We got some people saying, yep, they registered. Yeah. Let us know if yep, we registered. Yep. 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 Good job.
Thank you for sticking with us. This was the fastest hour ever of my
I
life.
know. I'm looking going, oh crap. I mean, we try to keep these kind of short, but I just don't think this topic is something we can shorten very easily, because it's so kind of new to the world of social media marketing. I mean, so used to that algorithm, and I know there's probably an algorithm in
Oh, for
Pinterest.
sure.
And I mean, it just seems so refreshing, and I'm excited. So, and I'm
Yes,
thank you again, Kim. Thank you from the bottom of my
of
heart for you
course.
being here to this community, and sharing your vast knowledge. So,
Thank you.
keep
We'll see
parting
you in
words.
the challenge.
Yeah, yeah. All right. See y'all later.
Bye, friends.
Bye.